To our next conversation. Politics, they say, is often a test of character as much as it is a contest of ideas. For candidates vying for Ondo State top office, this test took center stage during the 2024 governorship debate. At the debate, the top candidates traded Barbs and made fraud allegations. One of such allegations was made by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in the state, Agboola Ajayi, who alleged that the incumbent and governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, withdrew 1.2 billion naira from the state security vote to prosecute the recent governorship election in Edo State. But Ajayi was floored during the debate for his inability to substantiate his allegation. Okay, let me start with you, Majid. First of all, let's talk about the debate. How will you describe the debate between Governor Aiyedatiwa and of the APC and Agboola Ajayi of the PDP? I'm sure you saw the debate.
Yeah.
How will you describe it?
You know, fortunately or coincidentally, I was in Ondo State over the weekend for a social function, and I engaged with people. And that was when I learned that the debate will be holding yesterday. Yeah. And back end, I spoke with some people. I even visited the venue, the dome where the debate held. And I had high hopes that it would be a very competitive debate. But I got back to Lagos around 4 p.m. and I was waiting. So 7 p.m., pronto, the debate started. And I was quite disappointed with the performance of the PDP candidate.
Oh, really?
Agboola Ajayi. And, you know, I was in several platforms where the debate was being discussed, and people were saying, is this the best PDP could produce in Ondo State? On several platforms. And where he nailed it, where he hit himself below the belt was when he fired that shot on 1.2 billion.
The security
vote. Yeah. You see, just like Jide said earlier, if you want to allege, you must be able to prove. You see,
evidence.
You can't just mouth a figure, 1.2 billion, and it even went to say that the governor took 1.2 billion security vote to go and spend in Edo State. The governor now, when Aiyedatiwa, I love his words, he said, am I a candidate in Edo? That I will now take 1.2 billion of Ondo State's money. I'll go and take it to Edo. So if you want to be an opposition candidate.
Was he the chairman of the campaign?
I doubt if he was even in Edo State. He's not the chairman of the PDP, I mean, the election, the APC campaign. So I don't know where he got the figures. Also, the governor challenged himself, and I have not seen a governor in Nigeria today that has told anybody how much they collect as security vote. So if peradventure is elected as governor, will he come out and say, this is how much I collect? Well, it's a security matter. And it's security vote is, even the presidency, everywhere they have security votes. Have you had where, even in the budget, it is coded? Yes. Just like they'll give you a particular figure and code it. So all these things,
constant.
It's not even constant. So, but for you, it varies from one state to the other according to the peculiarity of the state.
In other words, the debate was not balanced for you.
In fact, to me,
it wasn't challenging.
It was not. I mean, the governor was. I mean, he knows his onions, and he answers the questions. I was very calm, and Agbo was just making some funny, and on how he's going to handle the economy, it was not forthcoming. He said, he mentioned the ceramics factory in Ifon, where the governor said they have even started production. He is not aware. He said the ceramic industry is dead. So probably he has not gone there to campaign. He made some other claims. In fact, when the governor countered him, he said, the governor didn't develop the largest area where he came from. And the governor challenged him. He said, while you were chairman of committee on reps, you took 20 billion contracts and it was abandoned. He couldn't respond.
PK, in your...
Maybe he was not properly prepared.
No.
Okay, but BK, let's now dissect the debates, The points from both candidates, do you think they addressed pertinent issues like education, health, security, economy, poverty, or was it just more of jab throwing?
Largely, and that is why I'm disappointed at the way the debate went.
Okay.
You want politicians to stick to issues. What do you want to do? You must come to market yourself first and foremost.
Yeah.
But these days, the desire is always to see how I can dress down my opponent, make him look bad before people, rather than focus on your own message. And if you do not focus on your own message, how are we going to know that you got it here? Okay. You need to prove to us that you got it here. And that was an opportunity. But where you now focus on, you stole money here. Okay, I didn't steal. You too. That is not what people want to see. They want to hear both men trading ideas, coming up with suggestions as per what they would do. Or this kind of debate, what usually happens is what happens during court sessions on divorce. When people take themselves to court that they want to
dissolve their marriage,
you see falsehood all over. Everyone, each person trying to gain advantage. Especially if children are involved. Whatever you say to make sure that that person doesn't gain custody, you are going to say it. I've seen someone in this country. The things that he deposed to in his claims, by the time the judge called them and said, see, what you are doing, your children will suffer. At the end of the day, these allegations that you are trading. So that person now said, okay, I take it back. Everything that I said is not true. But this is why I had to say all those things. In this country, I don't want to mention that person's name. In this country. So the dishonesty, the barefaced lies that you hear when you go to witness divorce proceedings, that is what we see when they are doing debates.
Okay.
And debates are supposed to be focused on what I want to do. Issues. You cannot say somebody withdrew. What is even security vote? Security vote is not audited. It is at the discretion of a governor how he uses it. To now say somebody took 1.2 billion from the security vote of the state. Who allocated that amount to security vote? It's like saying something that you are not conversant with.
And decided they took it to Edo.
It's not like, okay, the money is here, it's kept there. And
all right.
They do not audit it. It's not subject to audit. A governor will determine at any point in time that, okay, given what we are facing here and there, there was a time when a state in this country, when money was money, they were taking 1 billion as security votes. But they had crises in different places. So these are not the kind of things that we want to hear. What have you got to offer?
All right.
Let the viewer, people watching the debate now determine between the two of you who has really excelled, who has got a lot to offer the people. That is what we want to see, not a big bats, not abusing one another, not saying this one is this, that one.
All right, BK.
We should stop that.
All right, BK, we need to go on this quick break. And when we return, Majid, I'm going to be asking you, what role does debate play in winning election, and how significant is it? We'll do that when we return.
Free closes November 8, 2024.
All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangouts. We still have Majid Jami and BK. Majid, the debate. What role does debate play in deciding election victory? How significant is it?
Several, very, very significant. For a voter that is undecided watching what happened yesterday, 80% of them will go for Aiyedatiwa. No doubt about that. If I am from Ondo State, I have a vote, and I just want to use that debate to judge, as an intellectual, I'll vote for Aiyedatiwa. When somebody just sent a message, and I said, MJ, go and watch the debate again. Anytime they ask Ajayi a question, you will say, I will know what to do. Is that what they ask you to come and say there? You already have a plan.
Tell us your plan.
Tell us your plan. You are coming to say it's taking 1.2 billion. So when you get there, if it's 1.2 billion, you say, no, I don't want 1.3 billion. It's 300,000 I will take. How did Biden drop out of the race in America? After the debates between Biden and Trump, it was clear that this guy
cannot be fielded.
Cannot be fielded.
Not electable.
So he had to drop. So debates play critical roles, and that's why you see some candidates, when they are smart, they don't debate.
But from history, do candidates who win debates end up winning an election?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. But then debates play critical roles, but not necessarily. Well, like between Trump and Harris now, the election is tomorrow.
Very
clearly, Kamala Harris won that debate, like 60-40. But if you look at the polls, it's like 50-50. In most of the key battleground states, it could swing
anyway.
And Trump might end up winning the election.
Yes.
But Kamala Harris won the debate clearly for all indications.
Let's come back to
Joe Biden won the debate
against Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I think health was still,
And they still won the election.
The elephant in the room, the electoral umpire. The election is coming up soon. What message do you have for the election umpire? Looking at what happened in Edo State, now we are going to Ondo. What message do you have for INEC?
INEC has to do its best to promote transparency and electoral integrity. It must create a level playing field for everyone. And the problem is not INEC alone. People assume that it's just INEC. The role that politicians play to try to rig the process needs to be condemned. Why would a politician, for example, go and lay ambush at INEC headquarters? What are you doing there? What's your business there? You've been told don't go there. Somebody went there in
Edo State.
So politicians too must behave themselves. They should go into the contest without a desire to get involved in vote rigging. If people will purge themselves of the desire to rig, INEC has little work to do, honestly. INEC has little work to do. So, as we urge INEC to make the process as transparent as possible, let's also talk to the politicians to behave themselves. A lot of them are too criminally minded to allow a free and fair process to take place. But I can predict that the election will be peaceful.
It won't be like Edo, because looking at the build-up,
Edo was
peaceful in the end. Edo was peaceful in the end. This election will be peaceful in my view, and it will be a one-sided election from the look of things.
From the look of things.
Yes.
Now, in the area of, for INEC, the issue of logistics, we saw that problem in Edo State where they did not get to the election center, the centers early. What do you have to say on that part?
That always happens, but I will not say that mad the Edo election. It was just in a few places, and it was addressed quickly. So hiccups here and there will happen, but at the end of the day, I think in terms of deployment of material, INEC did very well in Edo State, going by the law of averages.
Okay.
I think they did well. There were just a few places where that happened, and anything can happen in an election.
All right. Majid, we're pressed for time. What message do you have for INEC?
Yes.
As we're going to...
No, like Jide said, INEC is not the problem here. The politicians, security men, and the electorate, they all have roles to play in the election cycle. By 8 o'clock, 2 hours after the election, INEC had already uploaded more than 60% of results from IREF. And the results, you can contest them. So maybe some few cases of some mistakes, maybe less than 1%. So you can't blame INEC. INEC, I mean, in Ondo State in 2022, when Adeleke won, about 2 hours by the election ended 6 p.m. Okay. By 8:30 p.m., Oyetola knew already that he lost. And I mean, people went to court. The same thing in Edo. Because all of them, all the parties, the major parties, APC, PDP, they all have situation rooms where their agents also send results from, so they are collecting. So all this noise they are making, it is not INEC, it is the politicians who want to win at all costs.
The moment you lose, some people are doing their own alternative uploading.
Yes, now.
When it became clear that the way they were going, the person that they claimed didn't win the election, from the uploading that they were doing, it was becoming clear that that person was going to win. Well, they aborted it. They aborted it. In this same country.
Yes.
Why didn't you upload
in 2023
from your own, generated from your own
situation room?
So some of these things, some of these claims are exaggerated. People are bad losers.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the former NBA chairman said, well, all of these people were arguing this person, they were beaten to the game of sharing money.
That is it.
He admitted. He was not going to take all of the noise that, okay, this person rigged this. He said, you are beaten to the game. All of you were sharing money. You turned it to a bazaar, but because you were outspent, you are now saying the election was rigged. And all of those things, they will get to court, they will not be able to prove. As it happened during the presidential election. They didn't have evidence. They were now, even cases that Supreme Court had decided upon, you brought it back as part of.
They are now expecting somebody from America to give them an evidence.
All right, gentlemen.
People were not part of the election. We wanted them to come and provide evidence.
All right.